Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we are going to be creating our sign up view. So one of the thing that you might you might notice is our sign up view always has this segue for the sign up. So the benefit that it basically gives us is right in our storyboard, we can directly connect this view controller, new view controller to go onto the sign up view. So we don't have to programmatically segue into it because that is a dedicated button that we are using. Okay, so that's what we are going to be building. We're going to be building this, and we're going to be connecting our sign up button directly to this view controller. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go main storyboard, and I'm going to zoom out a bit, and now I'm going to hit Command Shift L to open object library, and we're going to look for view controller. Gonna drag and drop that view controller right on the screen. Okay, and we're gonna take this sign up button, select it, hold Control key, and then drag to this new view controller to create that segue. And we wanna do show, so we're gonna select the value show, and there we go. We have sign up. If you want, you can give um, an identifier. I honestly prefer having an identifier because in case if you need to access it, you can actually access it and identify it using your code. But in this case, because it's directly navigating, we should have it working without any issues. So let's go ahead and launch this and see if it's actually working. There we go. So our app is launched. If I click on sign up button, there we go. We have our view loading up. Okay, so first thing we're going to do in this view is put a UI view in place so we can actually make that work as a background. And we're going to set all the constraints 0. Make sure constraint to margin is off. So deselect that and add constraint. And now we can actually first give it a different color so we can see a little bit better. There we go. Actually, let's give it purple for consistency. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to adjust our constraints. So let's go ahead and adjust our constraint for top. So top is going to be equal to super view and 0 points. Alright, and bottom is going to be equal to super view as well, and constant is going to be 0 as well. Okay, now let's give this gradient view, and let's give it a color as well. So the color that we were actually working for top was this one, and bottom was this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch and see if everything is looking as we were expecting. Okay, so click on sign up, and there we go. We have our gradient view showing up just nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch object library one more time. Command Shift L keyboard shortcut, and we first of all need a UI view. So we're gonna drop a UI view right here. Okay, and gonna make this one a little bit taller than last one because we have a few more controls. So let's put up this view. All right, so that looks good. Now you're gonna set these constraints first. So you're gonna set these to 30 and 30. Gonna set this to 180 and height to be about 450 points. Okay, that's good. Now let's go ahead and open object library one more time, drag another view and drop it right here. Now this one is going to be again 150 in size for width and height, so let's give it that, and let's constrain it to be we'll do it like 110 right now, and we'll come back and set the other properties. So let's go ahead and add that and center it horizontally. Okay, now if you notice, our dots or these rectangles are not lining up perfectly, so we're gonna adjust this a bit. Gonna decrease it to 108, maybe 105. Okay, let's see how 100 looks. 100 is actually better. What was it right here? 80. So 180. That means it's if we do about 102, that'll actually be perfect. Okay, alright, so that is good. Now let's go ahead and give this a color, a background color. So we're going to use this color right here. Let's use eyedrop, and can select this color. So it's the same color. Okay, and we're gonna give this UI view a new color, background color as well. So let's select eyedropper and select this color. There we go. Alright, awesome. Okay, now let's go ahead and run this just to see. And while it's actually loading, let's go ahead and give it a custom view as well. So we're going to use our rounded view, rounded corner view, and we know that corner radius is going to be 75, border color is going to be white, and border width is going to be 4 points. Okay, let's go ahead and run again to see that change in fact, and till that time we're gonna adjust another. There we go. So that circle is good. Now let's adjust this one. So we're gonna give it a class, rounded corner view, just about corner radius about 10, color white, and border width about 4 points. Okay, so with that, our sign up views are ready. So we'll start laying out all the labels and other things. So let's go ahead and look for UI label, and we're going to drop that UI label right inside this, and okay, so let's constrain it all the way 0. Okay, let's make sure that this is actually aligned center, and we have its font set to be custom, and the font type is going to be Avenir Next. Let's go ahead and check out the properties for this one. So we have Avenir Next medium italic 28 points. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to say Avenir Next 28 points, medium metallic, and this is going to be a white color, and we're going to rename this sign up like so. Okay, so that is good. Now let's take a look. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to drop our controls. So let's go ahead and drop our controls. So Command Shift L, and we're going to look for label. That's already selected, so we're going to just drop it anywhere here first, and let's start with name. We're going to increase its font a bit. So it's 19 here. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna say it's a custom font. Have an error next. About 19 points. 19 points. Okay. And then we need a text field, and this text field is going to touch the other end. And let's take a look at these. So we have leading, trailing, 2020. That's what we need. And top is about 90. So let's give this a constraint. So leading is 20, top is 90. Okay, so let's give it that. Okay, and now we're gonna give this a different color as well. So let's give it a dark gray, maybe. Let's give all of these dark gray, because dark gray is the current color is a little bit too light. Okay, so custom dark gray. Okay, awesome. All right, so that looks good. Now constrain this. This is about, let's see, 10 points from top. So we're gonna do the same thing. So 10 points from top, 20 points from left and right, and we're gonna have 50 for height. There we go. And we're gonna set its font as well. There we go. All right, now we're gonna take these two, copy them, paste them, and can just move them right here, like so. Okay, now let's check what we have constrained for. So top was 15, so we're gonna constrain this as 15 points and 20 points. Okay, and with that our other constraint is already set, so that's the benefit that we get for copy paste. So I'm going to do another copy paste here. So we are missing something for this one. We are missing leading and trailing, so let's put 2020, and there we go. Okay, so should be all set. So we're simply gonna select these two one more time and copy and paste and drag it. Okay, so that's good. Now let's give it a 15 point and 20 points. So 15 point from top, 20 point from left, and we are set. For the text box, we're gonna say 2020 from left and right. Okay, now as you can see, our box has gone a little bit short. So let's change this to password first of all, and let's increase box height a bit. So we selected 450. We're gonna change that to 500. That looks good, and we're gonna drop a button here. So look for a button, and we're gonna drop it somewhere around here. And let's see, so we have top space about 15, 20, 20, and 50. So 15 from top, 20 and 20 from left and right, and height to be about 50 points. Okay, so that looks good. Now we can actually even decrease this a little bit, like 480 or something. That looks better. Okay, now we're gonna give this sign up button name, and we're gonna set its properties. So let's set its background to be the eyedropper, same color as this one. Let's give it text color to be white. Let's change its font to be custom banana next, and I want to see what kind of font does it have. So we have 19 points medium italic, so we're gonna do 19 points medium italic. There you go. Alright, so let's go ahead and run this. We should have everything ready for our sign up screen, so let's go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, there we go. So it looks good. The only thing that we are missing here is the cross button, like that. So what we can do is we can create a button. So we're gonna create a button, gonna drop it right here. Okay, constrain this to be about that's about right. So 50 and 20 from top. Okay, and I'm gonna simply give it an X, and just give it a custom font, increase size a bit, and text color to be white. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, so sign up, and there we have it, our cross button, and it's actually looking good. So I think we might want to change our background a bit, because this is actually kind of blending in, and it's hard to notice, so we can run into an issue. So let's go ahead and change the top color a bit to make it a little bit darker. Okay, so let's try this, and if that works, we're gonna do the same thing here. Sign up, and that actually looks better. Okay, so let's set that same thing for login as well. So let's see if we have hit a reset to use. Okay, so I selected one from the recently used. Sometimes it caches that, so you get to see that. So there we go. We have a similar looking gradient showing up, and I know I kept clicking on the cross button, but it doesn't work right now. So we're gonna make it work in a bit. But I think we are almost done, and we are actually done with this sign up button as well. So sign up screen as well. So in the next video, we're gonna start coding these up. So let's use Firebase to get the authentication working, so we can at least have login and sign up flows working, and then from there on we'll work on the other screens where when user logs in they get the biometric screen and stuff like that. Okay, so next up is going to be setting up the Firebase. Alright, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.